Quittenpastete. Wenn sie der Oktober ins Astwerk hängte, ausgebeulte Lampions, war es Zeit.
German is an endangered subject in this country. Really not enough people are interested in all modern languages, but especially in German. Poetry, which is the thing I'm really passionate about, is also a niche subject in some ways. People are frightened of it if they don't have experience of it. And one of the things I want to do is really create a platform for people to learn about poetry in German, and that it can teach them not only about the traditions of another culture, but that actually, of course, if you find out about another culture, then you also find out more about your own culture. I've always wanted to take research outside the academy, onto the road, if you like, literally travelling with the poets I've translated and I'm doing research on, meeting new audiences, going into different kinds of venues, from schools to festivals, because I think that research can't be a static thing if it's to survive and if it's to make sense of the world. I've worked recently with a couple of younger German poets, Jan Wagner and Ulrike Amlert-Sandig, in different ways. So Jan Wagner, I've written about voice in his poetry, and I also wrote the introduction for the translation of his collected poems, Self-Portrait with a Swarm of Bees, which came out with ARC in 2015. I introduced him in Oxford when he gave the annual Poetry Society lecture earlier this year, 2017. It was the first time a German poet had been asked to do that, and I think, significantly as we move towards Brexit, it was a chance to think about our European connections.
I think for me there's something about hearing Jan talk about tradition and the nature of influence, and I suppose it spoke to me about something I believe, and was very heartening to hear, this idea that actually we're all of us working in the tradition and drawing our influences and trying to add on something new, and that originality or the nature of voice is something much more complex and subtle.
Recently I've been working with Ulrike Amlert-Sandig, and I'm very excited by how quickly that's snowballed, in a sense, into creating a profile for her in the English language world. And that's developed into a series of events and a series of projects. And I think what's happened is that this is her moment in English now.
As soon as Karen introduces me to the public, they really are interested in the German poetry scene and the differences between English and German poetry, not only in language but in the way we deal with our own past and with our challenges in society.
Isn't that wonderful? We're sitting in an amazing building, in an incredible centre of learning and understanding and curiosity.
Taking cutting-edge research and turning it into something that's exciting, accessible, inspiring, public-facing has benefits both for the people that are doing the research, in that you have to rethink what you're doing and you sometimes get all kinds of different angles on it, but also, especially for young people, having access to research in a way that is exciting and immediate, I think can only open their eyes to possibilities which they might not otherwise see.